Ovi did it. We were talking about how he should score 800 by Christmas. That was, I think, last game we covered. No, he decided he was going to do it tonight with a hat trick, of course, bringing him within 1 goal of tying Gordie Howe for second on the all-time list. And it started early. Just a couple of minutes in, Ovi snapped a rebound 5-hole. Later on in the period, Washington got a power play. Ovechkin was on literally the entire time. Spent a lot of it in his office, but for the goal, he actually moved up short side and finished off a nice pass into the empty net. The Hawks would get one back with a minute left in the first. Then they had a power play where Kane was buzzing across the ice trying to get everyone a goal. By the way, did you know that Chicago's 2 leading scorers are Domi and Taves, who have just 10 and 9 goals? Anyway, Ovi would come very close to slotting number 3. However, he would be denied and the goal would go to Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Chicago would score again, bringing it to within 1, and I know what you're thinking. Is this setting it up for an Ovi empty net goal? You'll just have to wait and see. By the way, I saw some interesting discussion. If Ovi is 1 goal away from breaking the record, he shouldn't play in any empty net opportunities, right? You can't break the record on an empty net goal. Washington would end up scoring again. Look how dramatic Nick Dowd is here. I love it. And on the next goal, Ovi would put home his 800th goal on, of course, the hat trick. And I love the response here. Of course, his entire team rushed to congratulate him. He's only the 3rd player to reach 800. It's a massive milestone. But I mean, the crowd also made it worth it. There were a few hats, but they were cheering Ovi. They were saying his name. And I gotta admit, even I was getting a little emotional. When I was getting really into hockey, Ovechkin was just joining the league, and it's been crazy to see his game evolve. He's this grizzled veteran now, but whether it's in his celebrations or his flashes of speed, you can see he's still the same guy he's always been. Just he's adapted his game a little bit. On that note, I couldn't help but laugh of this shot of him slowly skating down the ice. Now, it wasn't his man who scored, just kind of funny. Anyway, the game would end 7-3. Who cares? Ovi scores the hat trick and gets his 800th goal. That's the story here. Another thing I've seen frequently discussed is, will Ovi be the last one to reach 800? I mean, it's hard to say. If Connor McDavid decides that he wants to start scoring like he has this year, every year throughout his prime, it's definitely possible that he could do it as well. Austin Matthews, of course, is usually mentioned as the best young goal scorer in the league. He's at 274 in 437 games played. At that rate, he'd need almost 1,300 games, and he'd have to keep up that pace. So yeah, I really don't know. Going into the section, I thought the answer would be, yeah, probably, but the true scale of 800 goals is really staggering. Sportsnet Stats put out a really interesting tweet which sums up why Ovi's able to do this and the consistency of his scoring. This is a breakdown of his goal splits, how many games it took him to reach every 100 goal mark. His journey from 600 to 700 goals was the 2nd fastest split of his career, and from 700 to 800 is tied for 3rd, and this is a guy who came into the NHL guns blazing. Ovi is a specimen. He's incredible. Can't wait to see how this ends up.